My name's Colin and I'm hoping to run an ultra marathon every month in 2023.
And my name's Andrew, Colin's brother, and I'm going to be joining them for half a marathon during his ultra run every month. This is Idiots Go Running.
And this is episode 12, the July Run.
Well, Colin, how are you feeling today?
We literally just listened to part of our previous episode, and I always say, I'm superb, Andrew, but today, I'm superb. Absolutely incredible, Andrew. Feeling good, feeling strong, feeling fit, feeling healthy. How are you?
I am feeling not too bad. And you know what, Colin? It feels like quite a while since we did the last podcast, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's why I'm so motivated to get back on here, because it feels like I've got so much to say. We had a wee collection of episodes, Andrew, where I felt it could have been a bit repetitive. What do you think?
No, not at all. Every episode of Idiots Go Running is unique and fantastic, Colin. Completely disagree.
Well, there you go. I set you up for that one. Everything is class.
It's just over a month. The last episode went live in June, the 22nd of June, and at time of recording, this is Tuesday, the 25th of July. So just over a month since our last recording, and an awful lot's happened, Colin, hasn't it? And I have to say, at the start of this season, at the start of this year, we were recording 2 podcasts a month, and we really did think we'd keep that up the whole way through. But I'm just looking at the last few episodes. It was the May run, the June run, this is the July run. So it has actually been a few episodes now, or a few months since we had 2 back-to-back, or 2 episodes in 2 months. There will be more episodes coming, but not this month, and probably not next month, Colin, too. So tell us, what have we been up to? Why has there been a delay in this podcast? Or why was there not 2 podcasts out this month?
I would say, Andrew, we had a lot going on with family and kids, and busy year. The school year ends with kids. Then our kids are trying to get into schools, and then you get out of the flow of it, don't you? You get out of a wee bit of flow, and then it's hard trying to get back to it, Andrew. You see, when you set time aside every week for a podcast, it's class. But see, when you miss one or kind of miss one, it's the same as a run. It's the same as a run. You fill that space with other things, and then you have to get rid of them other things to get that space back. Would you agree?
I would agree with that. And also, probably the biggest reason, Colin, is because we've been on holidays. We have been on holidays. I have technically kind of been on 2 holidays. I went away at the start of July. And then last week, tell us about last week, Colin.
Last week, we go away every year. You, myself, our families. And what do? The most boring thing in the world. Sit up and play board games, but it is the best banter.
I have to say, Colin, this is ridiculous just how not sync we are in this podcast. Well, I know you disagree. I disagree. You should be disagreeing. So every year, my family, Colin's family, get together. We'll get a house up the north coast of Northern Ireland. It's a house that fits us all. It's a brilliant, brilliant time. And yes, at the end of the night, we put the kids to bed. They don't go to bed, they stay up half the night, and so do we, because we play board games, myself and my wife, and you and your wife, and it's fantastic, and we do stuff during the day, and we even had planned to go on a few runs too last week.
We did. But Andrew, to the outside world, board games are boring. You know they're boring. To everybody in the world, it's not the most adventurous, crazy rock star thing to do is to sit
again, Colin. I'm going to have to jump in here and disagree here. I think people that listen to this podcast and play board games going, no, Colin, you're not right. You're not right. Board games are fun. Board games are exciting. We're not talking about the old board games. We're talking about new board games. We're talking about what are we talking about?
Big
Ticket
money.
to Ride, Big Money, Sky Joe, El Dorado. What else games we had out?
We never got to play Throw Burrito, and my wife has been regretting that ever since. Yeah, but look, Andrew, you didn't let me finish. So
there's good reason, because you were talking gibberish. Continue now.
So I love it, and my face doesn't say that when we play board games, but you know what? It is the best banter we have all year. I do agree with that. But to the outside world, to everybody who doesn't sit and play board games with their brother, they don't get it. They don't get it, Andrew, but it is the best banter in the whole wide world.
Really? It's idiots play board games. That's what it is, Colin. And there is a lot of fun, an exceptional amount of silliness.
Can I stop you there, Andrew? I'm going to have to butt in this time. I believe myself, Jenna, and Rachel are okay we look pretty normal when we play board games. There is one idiot at the table, and it's yourself. So I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. It's idiot plays board game.
Well, that's partly true. When I'm playing with you, I just I don't know how to describe. I don't know how to describe it. I just
all we can say is that you look like someone that really needs help. Like, you're so close to someone coming in and putting a white jacket on you and locking you up in a padded room, Andrew. You are mental, to the point where middle of the night you open the back door and shout, "That's pigs, baby." What?
That's pigs, baby. So we're playing Past the Pigs. If you've ever played Past the Pigs, and I won that particular game, and I just ran out the back door and opened it and screamed at the top of my voice, "That's pigs, baby."
If you understand pigs, do you know what? If you understand pigs, you didn't just win it. You've done something that I've never seen done before in pigs. You won it in one go. That's why you went mental. You won it.
I did go mental. Let's not beat about the bush.
You give nobody else a chance. You picked up the pigs. You threw the pigs. And if you don't understand pigs, whatever way they land, you get points. And points being prizes. Andrew threw it every time, got points every time, and got all his way from 0 to 100. And it usually takes you a fair amount of goes. 0 to 100 in one throw. That is, what would you say? That is a legendary status, and we're getting so excited.
I think it was at 12:30 at night. It was the last game, so it was. And it should say in this podcast, we do not drink alcohol. So you might be thinking that that could be the case of why we or maybe I go a bit berserk playing board games. No, it's good old fashioned hot water and maybe a cube of jelly. No, there's no jelly. There's no jelly when you play board games.
There isn't jelly, but there is tea that makes my skin glow the next day, because Rachel bought special tea for herself and it makes your skin glow. And I woke up every day with glowing skin, Andrew. I looked like I was pregnant. I looked like I had a pregnancy glow every day on holiday.
Again, I think I'm going to have to completely disagree with that, but you work away with your imagination there, Colin. So that was board games, and there's other. We could have a whole podcast on the ridiculousness of board games, and let us know what's your favourite board game. Do you play board games? If you listen, you can reply, you can comment on Spotify, and I don't know where else you can reply, but
Andrew,
let us know.
What is your favourite board game?
Oh, that's a good question, Colin. I think at the minute is The Quest of El Dorado. It's a good game.
It is.
Enjoy it.
Oh, it's good.
What's yours, Colin?
Mine?
I feel like I should ask you now.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks. You know, all about Andrew and his board games, just because you're the current 2023 champion.
Well, I wasn't going to bring it up, but we did keep scores, and at the end of the week, I
clear winner
was the winner.
Yep. Favorite game has to be Skyjo all day long, Andrew. I love Skyjo.
Skyjo is a card game, and it's a lot of fun. It's just an awful lot of fun.
Yeah.
If you don't know Skyjo or El Dorado, give them a Google, look them up, and if you're into board games, you will thoroughly enjoy both of them. This podcast is not sponsored by board games or El Dorado or Skyjo, I should say. So, Colin, we played board games at night. Your plan was to go out running every day. My plan was to, because of course we're up in the north coast of Northern Ireland, on the Wednesday or Thursday we'd earmarked that to try, if you remember from the last podcast, we were going to run the ultra marathon route, the route that we're going to be running, or hopefully going to be running in September. My first ultra marathon, or will it be? We'll get to that. And your first ultra marathon race, we were going to run it on the Thursday, but before that, we went out on the Sunday. It was Wimbledon final. Our wives were watching the Wimbledon, the tennis, and we decided to go out for a half marathon. Isn't that correct, Colin?
That is correct. So you said I plan to run every day. I suppose I should say I am now currently on week 11 of my training plan. Andrew, my training plan is for an ultra, for running.
Our training plan.
Well, I don't know how much you've ticked off of the training plan, Andrew. I'll not.
I do. I won't lie. I've completed every rest day so far.
Do you know what? And you've completed it with ease. Tempo rest day, I think you call them.
Tempo rest days, every rest day.
Extreme rest day. The rest day you don't even move your legs. You don't even get up. Your wife makes dinner. You don't even go to the toilet. Such a rest day.
So you've been keeping up with the schedule. You've been sending me the schedule. I dipped in, dipped out of it, more dipped out of it than in. But you've kept up with it every single day.
Yeah. I think the most you've done with the schedule is read it, because I do see blue ticks on WhatsApp. We're in week 11 at the minute. So week 10 was our trip away up the North Coast. And we were going to be there on Sunday. Sunday, I ran... No, I did go out and run on Sunday, didn't we?
We both went out, yep, during the tennis Wimbledon final. It was a half marathon.
That was a half marathon. So that was... I'm just checking. That was part of my plan. So Sunday was a half marathon and you had to push the pace. Monday was a bit of a rest day. Tuesday was an easy 45 minutes. Wednesday was another wee bit of a run. Thursday was strength and conditioning. Friday was 75 minutes easy. Saturday rest. And then Sunday was a 20 miles. But I had to adapt, Andrew. I had to bring in the Sunday 20 miles into the middle of the week because it was up the North Coast and I wanted to make use of the scenery. And we have a half marathon in there, which kind of used up the Wednesday 10 minutes easy. It worked out nearly a half marathon. So it was like, I think it worked out maybe 12 to 13 miles. So I used that as my half marathon. And then there was other days, but I didn't want to take up the whole holiday with running because I was up there with my family and I actually wanted to enjoy it and relax. So Sunday, half marathon, you and me wake up early, or we didn't wake up early, Andrew, sure we didn't?
No.
We waited till the Wimbledon, as you said, and we went out for a run. And how did you get on, Andrew?
Well, my story starts a week previous to that, Colin, really. So the previous week, I was up staying at the North Coast for an event and I thought I would go out for a run. I was actually going to go for a half marathon. Everything was going good until I hit about mile 8 and then I just felt something in my right knee and was like, oh, it feels a bit sore. And as I continued to run on it, I continued to get the soreness in my right knee. And then I had to stop for a while and I walked a fair bit and I started running and it was still there. And I made it back, ended the run short. It was a just under 10 miles instead of half marathon. But by the end of it, my knee was hurting. And, you know, at the start of the year, we had these plans to do an ultra every month, me to do at least a half marathon. And I have to say, Colin, for the first half of this year, for six out of 6, we were laughing. I wouldn't say we found it easy, but at times, you know, I wouldn't say it was like overly difficult too, you know.
No.
We were progressing quite well. Certainly my running every month on month was getting more and more and more. And at the start of the year, we talked about it, you know, an injury on month 1, and this would be a very short podcast or a very short challenge, you know, it would knock us out. And thankfully we have had no injuries, a few wee niggles, you more than me probably, but no real injuries. And this is certainly the first niggle injury I've had. So I decided to leave it a full week or 6 days to the Sunday. We went out running. We started on the route that the ultramarathon's going to be in September, and I felt it. I said I felt it, and then at mile 6, Colin, I had to stop.
Yeah,
my right knee was sore, and it was pretty sore up to the end. It was sore, and you know we dandered a wee bit, and then ran a fair bit. But at 6, I just said, I'm going to have to stop here. What were you thinking at that stage?
You were complaining about your knee being sore. And you were chatting about it, and I said, right, let's go out for a run. We went out for a run. It was nearly sore when you went downhill. Mostly when you went downhill, Andrew.
Yeah, I did feel it. You could feel it being sore. Yeah.
And this wasn't a very technical part of the course as well. This was quite straightforward part of the course we were running at this stage, and it started to hurt you. And I thought, right, I was once told, Andrew, when you get an injury, see every step you take, it's going to damage that injury a wee bit more. And we were a fair bit away from the house.
6 miles, you'll find, away from the house, roughly.
So we were 6 miles away from the house. For anyone who doesn't run, who doesn't do much running or gets injured, 6 miles on an injury could feel like 2 ultramarathons, especially the knee pain when you can't walk. And I said to you, Andrew, let's do a minute run, a minute walk, a minute run, a minute walk. And I think you started off with the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think that lasted 3 minutes.
And then you were like, Colin, I cannot keep going on this.
So we did a minute walk and like 4 seconds run. And then that went down to 2 seconds run. And then we just walked. And then we just walked the last 4 easy.
Yeah.
Easy 4.
And I think we were chatting and you said, Colin, if I don't do at least a half marathon today, you won't be able to start tomorrow from square one and do a half marathon or the next day a half marathon. Like, you couldn't see yourself doing a half marathon with this pain from the beginning. So fair play to you, Andrew. You pushed through to get to your half marathon distance and a wee bit more.
Well, that wasn't on purpose, certainly, but I felt I had to do. I was out. I'd done a good few miles, 6, by the time we got back was 6. You might as well do another 2, get to the half marathon stage, because I thought if I stop this now, or we could have called a lift, you see, that was the thing, we could have got a lift back home or something like that. But if I didn't do it, then I had another, this was the 16th of July, so it was over a week ago. I thought, if I don't do a half now, I'm not going to want to go out in a week's time to do a half by myself.
No.
I was up on the north coast. It was lovely scenery. It was a lovely day, a real nice day, real nice scenery. If we're in the middle of nowhere or on a trail or a run that I wasn't enjoying, it would have been tough, but I actually enjoyed the dander, as it turned out to be.
Yeah.
And I got my 7th run of the challenge completed. I call it run. I got the 7th month done with a walk and close to a crawl. And I think for the last few miles, I maybe was complaining, Colin. I hopefully didn't come across complaining, because I kept saying to you, I'm fit. I've got it in me. I know I've got the miles in my legs. It's just when I go to run, I can't run because of the pain in my right hand knee. And I've never experienced, well, I've had injuries before, but I think the main thing for me, Colin, and you'll know this, was I had this ultra marathon and I was really looking forward to it, and I really am looking forward to it in September. And that's a wee mini goal. And I never thought, or I never said I was going to complete it or I was going to give it my best shot and hopefully do it, but at least I would give it a darn good attempt. And all I could think about was this is ruling me out of this ultra marathon, because by the time, if I get better, I'll have lost a lot of fitness. Probably never been more fitter in all my life, and that maybe sounds more impressive than it is, because
really
the other
not
people's
impressive.
like, yeah, that's not that fit compared to a lot of people. But for me, I'm feeling pretty fit, but I just can't run, Colin, which is an issue if you're wanting to do an ultra marathon. So at the time, I haven't been out since the 16th. The 16th, that was 2 months to the marathon. So now it's about a month and a half to the marathon, the ultra marathon. The good news is, Colin, on the same day, there's also a marathon.
Yep.
There's also a half marathon.
Yep.
10k and 5k.
Yep.
Now I could do the half, but I really want to do at least the full. But again, at the time of recording, do I even feel like I could do a marathon with my knee? Oh, I don't know. So I spoke to the physio. I'm doing strengthening exercises. I'm taking it easy. There's no running happening, and that's my story, Colin. What do you think of that?
I think when you were out in the run, Andrew, I was saying to you, right, you can't do anything else at the minute. You can't get any fitter. You need to get back, speak to the physio, and see what he thinks. With the best will in the world, Andrew, I suppose it's just the first thing you need to work on is getting that knee right and getting that knee moving. And when we finish that
I have to say, I can walk. Walking's not a problem. It's when I start to jog, you start to feel it.
And when we finished that, I thought, look, it's okay. We've got enough time. Go away, get your knee healed, come back. You've got good fitness, and you'll be able to do this 40-mile trail ultra marathon.
Yeah.
And then the week kind of went on. I went out for a slight jog with Rachel, and I was jogging, and there's a lovely jog where you go down towards a beach and you jog along the water, and there's a cafe, and we jogged to a cafe, we'll just refer to it as a latte along the way because it rhymes. I don't take milk, you see, so I just had a black coffee. Rachel had, I think she might have had a tea. She doesn't drink coffee. Anyway, we had a latte along the way and came back, and game changer for her. She absolutely loved it. So that was another short jog, and then did not mess up our family holiday. You guys had said we're going to go crab fishing in Port Ballantrae. That was the one. And did not mess up the week. You said you were going to go crab fishing with the family in Port Ballantrae on the day I was going to, because I hadn't completed my challenge yet, Andrew.
You finished that, and I was meant to join you on this run, but there wasn't a chance I was joining you. So this was on a Thursday. You got up early and set off.
I
for your
still
run.
had my 7th ultra to do. And I still feel uneasy about this ultra, Andrew, because, well, we'll get to the mileage part of it. Anyway, use it all arranged to go crab fishing, and I thought I'll get up early. So I must have been out and away at 7. So I can, so I had all my stuff
you were away
packed,
before I
all
got
my
up
stuff
anyway.
ready to go the next day. Got up, grabbed all my stuff, got dressed, out the door and away. And I thought maybe 5 hours and I'll be able to do 30 miles in about 5 hours. And Rachel, you can come pick me up and we can go crab fishing. I'll have my run done. We'll all be happy, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I started running and I ran past the bit we got, Andrew, and that was plain sailing. And then I started to hit hills. I was running along the side of a cliff with a sheer drop, Andrew, down the side. Like I'll if you check out Idiots Go Running Instagram page, I'm going to upload a video of some of the route.
And the route is absolutely stunning. It's stunning. It's amazing.
But
amazing.
With stunning comes danger. I don't know how this route got passed. So it started off, the route we did was pretty straightforward. But then I started to hit like a bit stony, and then I hit these steps. Andrew, I can only describe these steps as being something from a horror movie. They were broken, bits had fallen off the side. These weren't steps. Maybe they were steps 50 years ago. And I hit this and I thought, what on earth's going on? Then I hit a patch of water, Andrew. That was a river. I had to actually use stepping stones, and they weren't man-made stepping stones. They were rocks sitting in a river. Had to go across this. Then part of the trail was completely overgrown. I got the legs stung off me. I'm thinking I went the wrong way, Andrew. Honestly, but I had the Garmin watch and it was telling me what way to go. So overgrown hedges with thistles, with nettles, and I just ploughed on through. I finished that and I came out the other end thinking happy days, that's me over the worst of it. And then I ended up on a railway track. So it's an old disused railway track. So I work for a company that works in the railway, and I had to send my boss going, can we sponsor the ultra marathon? Because this goes across the railway track. So you're running across this beautiful railway track with the sea in the background, Causeway Hotel, absolutely stunning. And then you thought that bit was hard. Then you start to hit cliffs. So I'm starting to go up Giant's Causeway. If anyone in the world knows where the Giant's Causeway is, you'll know it's nice and rocky. And if you've ever been there before, it's reasonably hilly.
A real tourist attraction if you're not from Northern Ireland, or even if you're from Northern Ireland, a real tourist attraction, the Giant's Causeway. Legend has it, the causeway was built by a giant called Finn McCool. No, I'm okay. I just wanted to tease people. If you want to know more about the Giant's Causeway, please visit the Northern Ireland Tourist Board and you'll get more information on the causeway and the
there's these
history of the causeway.
Continue. There's these lovely hexagon stones, and it has the big organ and bits and pieces.
What's wonderful, take a Google, again, just to jump in, take a Google, the Giant's Causeway, Northern Ireland.
It's an amazing incredible
site.
But
continue, Colin.
You run up the side of it, Andrew, and then you get past it, and then it's like a hiking trail, and you're literally maybe 2 meters away from the edge, and that edge isn't a hilly grass verge, Andrew. That's a sheer, completely flat-sided sort of rocky cliff into the sea and rocks. Absolutely. Like you fall off there, you're TD bread, or dead. So you come across that and you go there for a few miles, and I'm going, this is pretty dangerous. I finished that, Andrew, and then the route starts to go down a wee bit, and so nice. Oh, before that, you run across a beach. That was your first beach. There's another beach coming, and then you get to this part where it kind of bends down, and then all of a sudden, Andrew, you hit rocks. And I'm not talking stones. I'm talking rocks. You know when you're a child and you see rocks and you love jumping across rocks? Parkour.
Been there, done it, currently still doing
jumping across rocks round a corner with the waves crashing onto the rocks. I'm going, this is mental, right? Then I got to the other side and then on a beach. I'm running across the beach, and what's on the beach, Andrew? I'm going to give you a guess. I might have showed you a picture of it. What's on a beach? I'm running only in Northern Ireland, only in the North Coast. What's on a beach?
Well, I've been on this beach many a times, and I've seen many a cow on this beach.
You know, I don't want to quote Samuel L. Jackson, but who put them cows on that beach? You can bleep a few things in there, but like, who puts cows on a beach? Pitbull brings the beach to the sand. We bring the cows to the beach. It's absolutely incredible, Andrew. This run is phenomenal. It goes across rocks, sand, cliffs, and it's all country. It's all coast. it's actually so much in the coast that it's dangerous. It's so close to the coast.
And I should say, when we jump in, I should jump in here just to say that
No.
you are not wearing your
No.
normal trainers, your normal running trainers for doing this. For this, you got a pair of trail shoes, and
Yep.
I also got a pair of trail shoes, which I don't really know how it works on a trail, but they're nice for walking in, so they are, because that's all I've done in them so far, really.
Shoes, I bought them and I thought, these aren't off-road enough. These are a wee bit too sort of hybrid. You can go on the footpath, you can go on the road, but these are absolutely perfect for this, because there is road running, there's sand, there's small gravel paths, there's grass, there's bigger rocks, and there's hills, and there's descents. But Andrew, this route, so I'm telling you all this because 5 hours did not take me to 30 miles. It was tough. And I actually finished it going, if Andrew's carrying any injury, any knocks, anything, I think over a normal marathon, you get found out. Over 40 miles on a trail like this, anything that you don't do right training wise, I think it will just expose you to getting found out. Whether your nutrition's wrong, whether your shoes are wrong, whether your training's wrong, whether you're just recovering from an injury. Andrew, I believe this will find you out this course.
Even before an injury, I was doubting that I would be able to complete it, but I was going to give it a go. I was going to give it a great go, because I figure, and I really was looking forward to it, and I really am looking forward to it, but I figure I might as well do it this year, because I've never wanted to run a marathon, and that's the honest truth. I've never wanted to run an ultra marathon, never mind a marathon, but I got in the swing of this Idiots Go Running with the podcast, with the running, with the up and the mileage, and I thought, you know what, this looks like great crack. Let's go for it. Let's give it a good shot. And at the very least, I'm easily going to do a half marathon's distance on the day. But now that I've got the injury, and again, all that run or walk, as it turned out to be, I thought, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I don't think I'm going to be able to do an ultra. I think I would have to have been in tip-top form or continued form to have any kind of, and that's to have any kind of a chance. And now I think I've resigned myself that that's not happening, and I'm looking to do the marathon of it. And even then, Colin, that's going to be tough. I've got over a month and a half to get better, to get recovered, and it's kind of out of my hands. Well, do the strength and all that business, but we'll find out if I can get back. And then there's also a half marathon run to do next month at some stage too. So yeah, you would be pretty, you would say I have no chance now, really, wouldn't you? Let's just come out and say it. You haven't said to me, but I think you can say I have no chance of doing the ultra marathon.
I wouldn't say that. I'll never, ever, ever say no. I would say you can go and give it your best shot, but it's just hitting them time cutoff points would be tricky. Like, you can get through anything. It's just keeping that pace up. Yeah,
I think if you had all day and there was no cutoff points, you could probably do it. But then you could walk it, really, if it really came to that. And I have to say, I was really looking forward to the ultra marathon. It was something at the end of the summer, and then the kids would go back to school. I would still have that on the horizon, and I was really buzzing for it. And it's kind of a little bit of an insight into, and again, I had no goal to do marathon or ultra, but you see, for professional athletes or footballers or any kind of sports people that have a goal and have ambitions, or maybe Olympians trained for Olympics or different events, and they get injured, it must be absolutely devastating. Because I was a bit, I'm disappointed, but I'm not completely got it, because like it was only decided to do it like a month ago, so it's not like, or a month and a half ago, to have an injury to rule you out of a big competition,
or run the length of a country.
That must be absolutely devastating. And to go back to Missing I was about to say, to go back to Missing like for all your training, I thought it puts it a bit more into perspective, or I have a little bit more of a feeling of how you felt to do all that, and then like literally a week before to hurt yourself. Oh, goodness knows what you're feeling. Goodness knows. Again, I'm not too got it. I'm a bit got it, but not completely got it at the same time, if that makes sense. But to have an injury, have something you're working towards, must be pretty devastating if it's a long-term goal.
I finished this run. Do you want to hear the technicality of, I ran an ultra last month? 26.21 miles, Andrew, I ran. But I came back and I ran another 1.2 mile to make me comfortably over the marathon distance. So it was not one over the marathon distance, which... Can you call that an ultra, Andrew? You said yes, and I couldn't live with myself.
Yes and no.
So I came back and decided to go back out running.
Well, I said yes just because the technicality of an ultramarathon is anything over 26.2 mile is an ultramarathon. So technically, if you're listening, if you've done a marathon and if you've maybe ran past the line or you've ran to your car after the marathon, congratulations, you have completed technically an ultramarathon. But of course, that's probably not really considered a real ultramarathon. Normally it goes, 30 miles or 32 or 40
but I suppose
miles.
we're saying
upwards.
I'm planning to run an ultramarathon distance every month. And on the flip side of that, I suppose we'll put it out there. I don't want to mention too much about it, but with my condition, I would get an infusion. I had an infusion the week before and I picked up a bug, and I had a bug that whole week. So I had sore heads. I wasn't sleeping right. I was just...
That's called living with me, Colin. That's called sharing a house with me for one whole week. That's what that is. But joking aside, you were coughing a heck of a lot. I think all three of us told you not to go out running. You wouldn't listen. Certainly not to do a half, never mind do a marathon, never mind do an ultra. You were coughing, you were spluttering, you didn't look great, and you did all these things anyway, and that's because you did an infusion. What day we went out, or what day was the infusion?
Was the week before, so I would have said the infusion was on the... What day was that? Monday or Tuesday, Andrew, and we were away on the Saturday. So
so literally six days later, you're
right.
out running. And an infusion, if you don't know, for the infusion, you go to hospital, you spend half a day getting drugs pumped into you.
Yeah, so you get steroids put into you,
correct?
and then you get one called Ocrevus. And Ocrevus kind of dampens your immune system. When it dampens your immune system, this time, now my wife would say every time I get a bug straight away. So I think it must knock your immune system down so low that you become really susceptible to any type of bugs or virus, and your body really doesn't have much of a defense, Andrew. So I might have got a bit of a bug on that week. So I had my infusion, and then I actually never thought about that, Andrew. So I had my infusion on the Monday or Tuesday. Can't remember what day it was. And then I ran a half marathon on the Sunday, and I will say an ultra distance over a marathon distance on
a trail marathon / ultra,
a trail marathon
on
distance
the Thursday
on the next week.
And I suppose if you were to ask your consultant, or the nurses, could you do this a week after an infusion? What do you think the answer might be?
If they would say anything. They would just.
I think they might. I think they might
go. Like I'm part of a group which Matt Niggs obviously literally runs, and it's a really positive group with loads of positive people who are doing loads of amazing things. But the what would you say? The textbook person with MS usually doesn't run, but running with MS. The group that Matt Niggs run kind of defies the odds in that. And I used to think I was the only one until I went onto that group, and I realized that, do you know what? All of us are just hanging together in some shape or form and glued together and stitched up, whether it's MS, whether it's other cancer, whether it's other diseases. We're all just tied and taped together, Andrew, and it's just what you make of it. You can do so much more than you give yourself credit for. So when people say you've had an infusion, you shouldn't really be doing this, for some reason, it gives me more fire in my stomach to say, I understand the textbook. We can defy the textbook, Andrew. And that's my thinking. And sometimes it gets you into a wee bit of... doesn't make you feel the best sometimes, but you come out the other end and you're glad. I'm glad I did it, you know?
And that's getting back to the original point of that's why maybe it was a bit more of a struggle, or maybe the time wasn't as good, or you didn't run as far as you could, because you had to join us for crab fishing, which was vital, unfortunately for you. You couldn't run any further. And it is a family holiday, as you say, so we couldn't.
Rachel met me with
running.
a whole new set of clothes, something to eat. And I literally got stripped in the car, new clothes on. I was nice warmer, ready for crab fish. I brought a towel with me, dried all myself off, and then went crab fishing, Andrew. And I think that's the rest of the running I did that holiday.
I think, Colin, you said you had something to eat. I think this would be a good time to play the jelly jingle.
Andrew's Jelly Update. Sorry.
Andrew's Jelly Update. Andrew's Jelly Update. This is the part where he talks about jelly in Andrew's Jelly Update. On the run, which I picked up my injury, it could actually resort back to jelly in a strange
You went
way.
for orange, and I've got a funny story with your jelly jingle orange flavored one.
Well, I didn't go for orange. But continue, Colin. No, I didn't go for strawberry
Raspberry.
either. Keep guessing, but continue your story.
What did you go for?
This was the Monday run where I picked up my original injury. I went for black cherry. I came across black cherry jelly in the supermarket, and I thought, black cherry sounds interesting. Save it for a rainy day. Didn't save it for a rainy day. I used it in my next run. Black cherry. What do you think? How do you think black?
You didn't
you
have
think I'm a
black
fan of
cherry
black
on
cherry
run.
jelly, Colin? No, I didn't. The original run on the Monday where I ran by myself up the north coast, where I got injured at 8 miles and I went on to do 10 miles. I had my jelly there.
Aye.
On our run, if you're talking about our run, I went for strawberry.
Yes.
I had to go solid.
Yes. Oh, the black cherry. So the black cherry's always going to be a ropey one, Andrew. It's always going to be a ropey one. The black cherry's going to be Marmite. You're going to love it or you hate it. What one did you find?
Well, I don't know if I've had Marmite, but I don't like black cherry Marmite. Stinking calm. Absolutely stinking. I never thought I'd say this about jelly, but I took one square of jelly and I thought, ooh, that's interesting. That tastes like black cherry. And I don't know if you've been out on a run before and kind of ever thought to yourself, you know what I need right now? Some black cherry. I don't think anyone's ever thought of that, and for good reason. So I waited another mile and I had another bit, and my suspicions were confirmed. Stinking. Absolutely stinking. And I threw the rest of the bar away in disgust. So did I pick up a jelly, or did I pick up an injury because I was injured, or was it because of the dark cherry? Is it because of the
Dark cherry.
the black cherry, the dark side? So is it because of the jelly? I never thought I'd say this about a jelly before, but they're stinking. No love for black cherry.
So are you actually blaming black cherry jelly on your injury?
Well, I don't know, Colin. I'm really putting 2 to 2 together, and I'm pretty sure I'm coming up with a solid 4 here.
And can
I think black cherry caused my injury to the right hand side of my knee.
And can we just clarify that throwing away your cherry in disgust is just
It's a metaphor for
it's a
finding the next
metaphor.
bin and putting it in the bin.
Correct.
I didn't think just throw it in the countryside.
correct, because everyone will have
But
that
it deserved
picture.
that.
It didn't deserve. Nothing deserved to be
didn't
thrown
deserve
away.
it.
At the end of the day, Andrew, it's jelly. Look, you love your jelly. Jelly is everything you love about running. You know, should you not just give it another go?
Well, I did. On our run, I took strawberry jelly, and you know what you're getting with strawberry jelly. Strawberry jelly is as solid as it comes. You know you're going to have a good time. You're going to get good jelly into you.
Good time. Andrew.
It's nice, but you know what? It was the strawberry jelly turned out to be a bit of a comfort food, because when we walked the 4 mile, I just ended up eating it.
Do you know
I
what?
was just walking. I was just a guy at the side of a road eating jelly.
But do you know what? I was like, you literally were injured, and you pulled out the jelly. We were walking back, and you bit it, and you were like, "Yeah, that's a stop."
Here's me. That's the stuff.
Like, you know-
I might be injured, but I have jelly, and I thought to myself, well, it's not all doom and gloom.
Because I was walking beside him,
And that's true. You were there. Like I was happy as Larry then. And then I thought, you know what? With this jelly, I can run. And I did for like 4 seconds. And then I stopped.
The jelly gave you the sort of the confidence that you were back, ready to go.
It was like a placebo. It was a placebo.
Placebo. But you actually like, you could hear you enjoying that strawberry jelly. It was like your world had fallen apart. Everything was crumbling. But you know what? The jelly, for that moment, it was in your mouth. You were chewing the jelly. Everything was perfect again. It was funny, because I remember walking beside you going, like, for anyone out there, like, Andrew isn't putting this on. This isn't a facade where he goes, "Oh, I'm the jelly man, so we'll talk about jelly and I'll pretend to be excited about jelly." He honestly loves jelly. He ate that bit in his mouth, and the noises that were coming from him, I was walking beside him going, like, what is going on?
Just one man and his jelly.
One man with his jelly. It was. I don't know what to say, Andrew. I don't know what to say. It was just.
You know what? Jelly says it all for us, Colin.
I know
Jelly says it all.
Do you know what? At the very start of this podcast, you were joking and all this stuff when we started this podcast, but it's starting to get a bit obsessive. And, you are just becoming a wee bit weird when it comes to jelly.
Only now, only 7 months in.
Oh, but I'm obviously the co-host on the other side of the mic here, and it's serious. It's a serious love affair. If I was Jenna, if I was sitting at home, Jenna, listening to you talking about jelly, I don't know, Andrew. What do you love more, Jenna or jelly?
Oh, Jenna, and they're both J's.
They are
I'm just
both
putting that
J's.
together now.
Jenna or
J's.
Jenna or jelly. like literally, I don't know. I
could start a rap here. Jenna's not jealous of my jelly. That's freestyling, folks. Freestyling.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be the end of the jelly talk for this episode.
Yeah,
It's lasted long enough, Colin.
Yeah.
But that's where we're sitting at. We're sitting at now. You are training for the North Coast Ultra Marathon, which you now know and understand how hard and how tricky it will be for you. I am now standing here, not running, hoping to do the North Coast Marathon, if not the half marathon. I can't really say if not anything else because I have to do at least a half. And for half this year, everything was going well with our running, no injuries or nothing to complain about. And that's where we're at, Colin, really now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just you're continuing running, and I am not running at the minute, which is an issue for a running podcast, I suppose.
You're having a tempo rest at the minute again. We've got socks, Andrew.
We've got socks. Actually, I forgot to tell you. I can tell you now in the podcast. Your socks arrived at my house, and I've got your socks here for you, Colin. So make sure you pick them up at some stage.
Guess what colour they are, Andrew?
Well, I know what colour because I ordered them for you. There are 3 colours. I believe that one's white, I believe one's black, and I believe one's pink.
It matches my pink shoes. Although my pink shoes are all done. My pink shoes are over 400 miles now.
And they're not your trail. These are like trail socks, so they wouldn't even go with your normal shoes. So at the minute, I've had a great month. My wife bought me trail shoes for Father's Day.
Yep.
And then I got trail socks.
Yep.
And I've got them for walking really now. They look great. They're nice. I really like the look of them. Mine's multicolored. Definitely not pink. Not that caper, Colin.
Your shoes are multicolored?
I really like them. If I could only run in them. What was that?
Your shoes are multicolored or the socks?
Didn't go for pink socks. Mine's black, solid black, and my shoes are a bit multicolored. And I quite like them. They look cool.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, no, I'll know your shoes are class. I'm happy with my shoes. I went with the same brand, different model, and so the socks are Danish endurance socks, or Danish ultra trail socks, or Danish endurance running socks, whatever they're called. But no, they seem to get good reviews, Andrew, and they were reasonably priced, and we got them on Prime Day, so we got like nearly half price.
So we did. So it was a good deal. You're happy. I've tried them on. You should try them on. They feel lovely. I haven't tried yours on. Just tried mine on. So they'll do a good job. They're very good for walking in, and I presume for doing ultra marathons or even a little bit of running too. They'll be good.
But it's just them finer things in socks, Andrew, where it's like they don't suck up. Like we listened to that book where if you're wearing the wrong socks, they absorb your sweat, they swell up, and they'll give you blisters. These socks have areas that should help reduce any types of blisters. They're moisture wicking. That means that they take all the sweat off your feet. And, it's just stuff like that. You're spending a lot of time on your feet when you're doing ultras. So these fine points, I believe, from what I've read, should make a difference in keeping your feet going that extra couple of miles,
And is there anything else, Colin, that you want to talk about on the podcast? I think we've covered everything.
I think we've covered board games, jelly, and running. I think that's our holiday in a nutshell.
That's our holiday. That's the run. And we'll be back next month. We'll probably not have 2 podcasts next month because I am away doing some warm weather training for a while at the start of next month.
This would be your 3rd holiday, Andrew.
Well, it kind of sounds like I'm taking a lot of holidays, but there was just 2 up there was a very, very short one up the North Coast. I then had one up the North Coast with you. and I am going to Spain to meet my mother and father-in-law out there. So the plan was to go out and do a bit of running out in Spain, and at the minute I'm going out to do a bit of sunbathing now in Spain instead of running.
Can I be honest with you, Andrew?
Go for it.
I think that you said, I'm going to go out and I'm going to run in Spain. I think you'd be doing the same thing as you would be doing now. Only now you're going, well, I have to do it. I'm not allowed to run. I can't run, so I have to sunbathe.
I have to do warm weather training and put the feet up and just take it easy. And you know what, Colin? We'll never know. We'll never know.
I do. Apparently heat speeds up the healing process.
Apparently heat does speed up the healing process. I've heard that before.
Yep.
With muscle injuries or back injuries, or you know what speeds up the healing process? Not eating black cherry.
Not eating
jelly.
Black cherry. You just cut it off at the start. Don't eat black cherry. It will cause knee pain. Hartley's black cherry causes knee pain. It's not official, so I don't want to get sued.
But it is. Don't eat it.
But it is. I
think all that's left to say is, my name's Andrew.
And my name's Black Cherry. And this is Idiots Go Running.
And we'll see you next month for the August run after some warm weather training.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not. Sunbathing training.
See you next time.
Bye. Bye.